Judas Priest Intrigue, a surprise from Iron Maiden, and Guns N' Roses' new music was definitely not something we all expected. Metal is life and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. Megadeth Behind the Mask. Megadeth are sending the end of their career straight to the big screen, as this week the band has announced Megadeth Behind the Mask, a worldwide cinematic event premiering January 22nd, the night before the next and sadly the final studio album by Megadeth will see the light of day.
Hey, it's Dave Mustaine.
In this movie, Dave Mustaine looks back at 40 years of Megadeth, sharing stories, unseen details, and a full retrospective interview, all woven together with the world premiere of the new self-titled album. The cool part about this premiere is that the fans will be able to listen to the entire album a little bit earlier than everybody else, right there in the cinemas, accompanied by a track-by-track commentary by Dave Mustaine himself. Which, in all honesty, does remind me of something. Mustaine says, "I can't wait to share it with thousands of my closest friends. Now let's fire this up and pass the popcorn," which fans will be able to do in more than 1,000 cinemas across more than 35 countries. And with tickets going on sale next week on December 11th. And here's the thing, although as of right now I still don't know, whether this movie will be shown right here in Ukraine. As in case you guys didn't know, amidst everything that is going on here, cinemas still work here? Well, at least from time to time, but nevertheless, I would absolutely love to go and see this movie for myself. Oh, and by the way guys, this week we finally closed the circle and released a brand new video covering all of the bassists Megadeth have ever had in their career. Which, if you think about it, there were only half as many as there were guitarists in Megadeth's history. So if you still haven't watched it, definitely do it right after watching this video, as well as the ones about all guitarists and all drummers of Megadeth. Here guys, super quick, just have to point out that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel, so if you're not one of those, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. Iron Maiden's new guitars. Iron Maiden's 50th anniversary just went supercharged because Fender has dropped a brand new signature instrument collection honoring the legendary heavy metal band, which includes everything from the galloping bass of Steve Harris to the triple guitar attack of Murray, Smith, and Gers. And in all honesty, it looks freaking awesome. So this week, Fender Custom Shop, and Jackson have all teamed up to release brand new signature models built to capture the exact tone and feel behind Maiden's sound. And so together with Dave Murray, they dropped a limited edition custom built Stratocaster, for which the Custom Shop worked hand in hand with Murray to recreate his dream guitar, featuring the annonuce Olympic white finish, Seymour Duncan hot rails, and heavy duty touring hardware. So basically creating a guitar specifically to play the Rime of the Ancient Mariner on stage with. Together with Yannick Gers, they released a 50th anniversary Stratocaster with 7.25-inch radius, Seymour Duncan JB JR pickups, and of course Yannick's signature on headstock. With Steve Harris, they dropped a 50th anniversary precision bass with maple neck and body, precision split pickup, mirrored pickguard, and Steve Harris's Rotosound flat wounds. And together with the legendary Adrian Smith, they dropped a Jackson SC1 anniversary model with DiMarzio and Fender noiseless pickups, Floyd Rose tremolo, and compound radius fingerboard, which the band themselves called a perfect instrument to play Adrian's legendary melodic solos on. And in all honesty, this is a pretty cool surprise for all of the die-hard fans of Iron Maiden for their 50th anniversary. And not only for those who actually play guitars. I mean, I have several guitars here at home, although as you all know, I rarely... Okay, whom am I kidding? I never play guitar or any other instrument on the show for some weird reason, but even I really want to get my hands on some of those. So yeah, it is a pretty cool thing. But at the same time, I actually have only one question regarding this announcement. Where the flip is the 50th anniversary documentary which the band has promised us to be released in autumn of this year? Well, autumn is over! Where is the documentary, guys? We really need it. Like today.
It's just outrageous.
But yeah, other than that, the guitars look pretty sick. And now guys, Christmas is almost here, so it's time to update your Christmas metal merch. And I actually have already, our Metal Grinch is back. But in addition to that, I actually wanted to show you something. We finally got our No Fear of the Dark design. And it's freaking awesome. Seriously, I did not expect it to be this cool. In all seriousness, this is possibly the coolest piece of metal merch I own, and I'm very proud of how it turned out. So just know that all of the pre-orders should be already on their way, and if you would still like to get your hands on this design, I'll be more than happy to send it pretty much anywhere across the world. Or this design, or any other design. And thank you guys so much for all your support this holiday season. Truly, it means the world to me. Updated Sacred Reich. American thrash metal veteran Sacred Reich finally announced the name of their new drummer, replacing their longtime member Dave McLean, who of course departed from this band this October. And so from now on, the Sacred Reich drummer is of course nobody else but the Brazilian drummer Eduardo Balde, which of course is no surprise to any of the band's fans, since he has been a session member of Sacred Reich after McLean's departure. And by the way, this decision has been made on December 3rd, right on Balde's birthday, which of course is a pretty cool gift to the drummer. And just as a reminder, right now Sacred Reich are actually finishing mixing their new album, which will be titled Into the Abyss, and are already planning shows in support of it in Europe for next July and August. Thus of course preparing gifts not only for Balde, but also for their loyal fans around the world. The album of the year. Alright guys, it's that time of the year, and that means that it's time for us to choose the best metal album of 2025. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the shortlist of 10 albums, among which we will be selecting the best album of this year. As always, to cast your vote, head down via the link in the description to this video and vote. And you can actually vote for your favorite album every day. And next week we will also, as always, announce the members of the expert board. And it will be a pretty cool one this year.
So excited! So excited!
But for now, let's vote for our favorite albums of 2025. And may the best one win. And now the time has come for your favorite part of the video, so let's take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which although did not get their own segments in this video, are still definitely worthy of your attention. Ukrainian metalcore unit Space of Variations dropped their new single Halo, marking the first taste of their upcoming studio album Poisoned Art, due on March 29th, 2026 via Napalm Records. Halo blends intense heaviness with raw vulnerability and continues the band's sonic experimentation. The album is set to dive deeper into themes of trauma, chaos, and survival. Swedish modern metal group Cyhra returned with Box with Spirits, their latest single via Nuclear Blast. The track showcases a melodic yet punchy style built around a massive chorus and introspective lyrics. It comes ahead of the band's new album The Vertigo Trigger, reinforcing their knack for balancing melody and aggression. Black metal legends Mayhem unleashed Despair, the first single from their upcoming EP Liturgy of Death, out December 7th via Sanctuary Media. The track is a previously unreleased outtake from the Damon sessions, steeped in the band's signature darkness and relentless atmosphere. The EP will also include live recordings from their 2022 tour. Red Hot Chili Peppers bassist Flea released a plea, his first solo composition in years, and a preview of his upcoming 2026 jazz-influenced album on Nonsuch Records. Featuring Flea on trumpet, vocals, and bass, the track is an emotional call for unity and peace, blending spoken word with an ensemble of experimental musicians. Symphonic metal band Beyond the Black dropped Ravens, the fifth single from their upcoming concept album Break the Silence, set for release on January 9th, 2026 via Nuclear Blast. With lyrics focused on resilience and connection, the track features contributions from fans and underscores the album's broader message of human unity and emotional rebirth.
Listen, legends, our tales are told.
Judas Priest Intrigue. Judas Priest are returning to Europe in summer of 2026 with a brand new run with a very intriguing title, Faithkeepers, which it looks like will be yet another chapter in a massive celebration of their latest studio album, Invincible Shield. So the brand new tour kicks off on July 26 in Neo-Ulm, Germany, and hits Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, the Netherlands, France, and Spain, before wrapping up on August 23rd to once again in Germany. And of course, given this tour's title, the fanbase online simply exploded with speculations about what this tour will actually concentrate on. As on one hand, it may be pretty obvious that the Faithkeepers tour should concentrate on the band's legendary album Defenders of the Faith, which, for the record, and I'm not getting tired of repeating this every time I talk about this album, is my absolute favorite Judas Priest record. So yeah, I would be rather happy if that would be the case. But at the same time, we all know that a couple of years ago, after a more than 50-year-long battle, Judas Priest have finally obtained the rights to their first 2 studio records. And they've already even remixed and reissued their debut album Rock'n'Rolla last year, and we all know that next year, everyone's beloved Sad Wings of Destiny, one of the most iconic albums in the Judas Priest career, turns 50 years old. And this milestone, for the very first time, comes at a time when Judas Priest actually own the rights to that record. So given all that, in addition to the whole fact that on the latest Shield of Pain tour, Judas Priest basically ignored their 1970s era, there's actually a very high possibility that the Faithkeepers run will mostly concentrate on the band's earliest days and celebrate the 70s era of Judas Priest, which of course will be a huge gift to all of the die-hard Priest fans. But also, let's not forget that in addition to that, a couple of months ago, Ian Hill actually said that the band is already getting ready to record the follow-up to Invincible Shield. And the recording sessions are actually already scheduled for 2026, which most likely means that the 7 or 8 month break until the start of the next tour in summer of 2026 will be used by the band to actually do exactly that. And which of course also created quite a lot of speculations that the Faithkeepers run will be the beginning of a brand new chapter of Judas Priest and will slowly grow into a celebration of a brand new album, which will most likely come out sometime in 2027.
Nice!
But no matter what it actually is, and no matter what this Faithkeepers tour will actually bring to all of us Judas Priest fans, well, Judas Priest, at the 56th year of their existence, Judas Priest are not showing any sign of slowing down whatsoever. If anything, it's the opposite, which of course is a true gift to all of us heavy metal fans. And I don't know about you, but at least to me, this will definitely be the tour to not miss out on next year. Oh, and by the way, guys, this week I also released a rather long video speculating on everything the Faithkeepers tour may bring to us. So if you still haven't watched that one, and especially if you are a Judas Priest fan, definitely do so after watching this Metal Digest. Alice in Chains changed their name. They changed the band name for the sake of saving an elephant. Well, it sounds weird, but that's exactly what the animal rights organization PETA asked the grunge pioneers Alice in Chains to do to raise awareness for an abused elephant. So, PETA wants Alice in Chains to change their name on social media to Betty in Chains, an ode to raise awareness about the 56-year-old elephant Betty, who's literally in chains almost all her life as a circus property and is forced to perform 300 circus shows per year, with the veterinarian who recently examined Betty warning that if she does not stop this hellish tour, she will sadly die very, very soon. And here's the thing. The truth is that I never really was a fan of grunge. But at the same time, in my opinion, Animal Circus is something straight out of the Dark Ages, and it should remain there. So whether Alice in Chains, who by the way have not responded to that request yet, do change the name or not, I truly hope that Betty will get her freedom. Because 300 circus shows a year is too much even for a human who voluntarily chooses such a job, let alone for an animal who cannot stand up for herself. The end of The Crown. Swedish death metal veterans The Crown are calling it quits next year. On the first day of winter, the band late Thomas Limberg fronted in the early 2000s announced that next year they will do a massive farewell world tour to celebrate a more than 3 decades long history of The Crown. The first of already booked 14 shows of the Crown tour will take place on March 6 in Barcelona, Spain, and on December 19 the band will play their final gig ever in Gothenburg, Sweden. And just as a reminder, the Crown was founded in Trollhättan in 1990, in the time when Swedish death metal was in its full swing. But at the same time, right from the beginning, the Crown actually didn't go a conventional way, and instead paved their own way by mixing the aggression and brutality of death metal with the speed and technicality of thrash, eventually becoming one of Sweden's most intense extreme metal acts ever, and one of the most influential bands of the genre. The Ozzy Osbourne merch scandal. The Ozzy Osbourne merch store has launched a surprisingly unsubtle limited edition t-shirt aimed at nobody else but Roger Waters. And it is every bit as chaotic as you imagine it would be.
He has no charisma. Okay, he looks like Frankenstein.
So this week, Ozzy's Instagram posted a brand new merch with the Prince of Darkness pinning a rainbow onto a brick wall styled after Pink Floyd's The Wall, with the text in the back saying "another prick in the wall," and this limited edition t-shirt being available for only 48 hours in honor of Ozzy Osbourne's birthday. Which of course comes as an escalation of the Ozzy Osbourne-Roger Waters scandal after Waters made deeply insulting comments about Ozzy following his death, saying he never cared about Black Sabbath, calling Ozzy's TV era idiocy and nonsense, and mocking the legendary Prince of Darkness in any way possible, which of course resulted in a huge outrage among all of the Ozzy Osbourne and overall heavy metal fans around the world. And here's the thing, right away I have to point out that I hate and I freaking cannot stand Roger Waters. No, seriously, he's a Putin lover, Ukraine hater, and conspiracy theorist who, in my opinion, has not really produced anything worthy of attention in the last several decades. But at the same time, with this particular merch, the Ozzy Osbourne family might have gone a little too far. And not because it is aimed at Roger Waters, like, not at all, but because on it, Ozzy is depicted being on the wall, which is actually aiming much more at Pink Floyd than it does at Roger Waters himself. and Pink Floyd themselves have never done anything bad to Ozzy, his family, or heavy metal overall. So yeah, although I'm pro the idea of mocking Roger, well, in my opinion, it was actually pretty poorly executed. Which, if I'm being honest, many heavy metal fans do agree with. And even the Ozzy Osbourne fans around the world, who did not shy away from voicing their opinions online. But no less, this week we of course mark the first Ozzy Osbourne birthday without the legendary Ozzy Osbourne with us. And to be honest with you, it actually hit me way harder than I expected. As although, yeah, there were celebrations of Ozzy all around the world, including a ceremony in his native Birmingham, but nevertheless, it is during such days that you realize that Ozzy was actually one of a kind. And no matter what, heavy metal will never be the same without him. Brand new Guns N' Roses. For the very first time since 2023, Guns N' Roses have released brand new music, and they actually returned with 2 songs at once, until the singles Nothin and Atlas are out now via Interscope Records, showing 2 completely different sides of modern Guns N' Roses.
There's nothing I could see.
Atlas is the band in full, driving a classic modern rock mode, while Nothin takes a more introspective atmospheric route with eerie keys and emotional guitar work.
Follow your heart, but there's more to what it takes to be a man.
And although, well, in all honesty, no, neither of those tracks hooked me as much as Appetite for Destruction did back in the day, at the same time, well, if I'm being honest, I didn't actually expect it from new music of Guns N' Roses today in 2025. And when it comes to my personal expectations, well, both of those tracks actually overachieved those. And when it comes to Atlas, well, I guess I kind of have to listen to it a couple of more times to, well, basically understand it. Nothin got me hooked pretty much right away, and especially Slash's awesome solo in the middle, which, for the record, I actually think is the best solo this band has produced in several decades. So no, on one hand, it's not the same Guns N' Roses as we first heard in 1989, but at the same time, in my opinion, these 2 tracks are way better than both of the songs released by this band in 2023. And given the whole fact that a couple of months ago, Slash has basically promised us a brand new full-length album, well, those actually added to my personal anticipation of that record, showing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it might actually be much better than many fans expected, showing that there is actually some light at the end of the tunnel. But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to like it, comment under it, of course subscribe to this channel, and join our communities on Instagram, X, Threads, Facebook, Discord, I mean, anywhere you can post content these days. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to vote for the album of the year, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!